Now, the current diplomatic feud in Northeast Asia between the three major players in the region is further complicating the resumption of the six-party talks meant to hopefully denuclearize North Korea. This is according to Kurt Campbell, who served as U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for East Asian and Pacific Affairs from 2009 to 2013. Our Hwang Sung-hee sat down with him for a chat.
In the past, the biggest problem six-party was just to get North Korea to come to the table. But now we have a whole host of very difficult bilateral issues in Asia that might complicate getting back to the table. So as a result, I think we've got to be open to other frameworks and other discussions. At the heart of that, in my view, is a recognition that the driving force behind diplomacy with North Korea increasingly has to be South Korea. I think given South Korea's increasing stature, its remarkable performance, it is only right that they take a leading role in the politics and diplomacy around the status of its own peninsula.
Do you think a new momentum can be found through a bigger role by China?
I'm one of those people that believe that the key subtly and strategically to unlocking some of the problems on the Korean peninsula is an improving relationship between South Korea and China. And in fact, if anything, the country that has undermined China's security, has created real problems for Beijing, is not the United States, but their dear friends North Korea. And I think they're coming to recognize that. And the more that South Korea and China work together, the more likely it is that China will risk putting more pressure on North Korea because they know they have a country that they can work with in South Korea.
Wouldn't a strong South Korea-China ties hurt the trilateral relationship between the United States, South Korea, and Japan?
I think it's a good thing that China and South Korea are working more closely together. I am hurt and saddened by what's going on between Japan and South Korea, and I'd like very much to see steps being taken on both sides to improve the relationship. And I know how difficult it is, and I also am of the view that the United States could do more to help that process along. So I think what we want are improving constellation, web of bilateral relations. I think that will help us in Asia.
There are criticisms that Washington's strategic patience policy on North Korea has led to a bigger, more developed North Korean nuclear program. What's your take on that?
We've done everything we can to pose to North Korea that it faces a fundamental choice. It can have better relations with the West, more integration, more economic support, or it can live as exile and outcast as a nuclear state. Choose one of the two. But I think we've learned, at least from most of our experience, that North Korea does not want to relinquish its nuclear weapons. And that's fundamentally at odds with our strategic diplomacy.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. It's my honor. Thank you very much.